I'm not sure if audio is working properly or not. So, then that. Okay, I think the audio is working now. Whew, my front camera's dirty. All right, there is a horse. Peggy hates it when baby's off eating grass without her. All right, everybody, I'm just hanging out with Gracie in the yard. She's recently got her new astronaut boots on, as we've talked about in a few videos. And I finally got a new microphone set for videos. And it's nice because they're nice and small. It doesn't require me to have some long wire, and the boy, Peggy's just pacing back and forth. No long wire and no extra thing. It's just one thing that sits essentially on my shirt. I don't really actually need to hold her, but I just kind of finished up working on her new, what I call astronaut boots, because they're on with duct tape. Due to the fact that she is a boot destroyer. Without taping these things on, she literally just kicks them off, and then I don't have any more boots, and I can't fix the problem. Anyways, okay, who's hanging out with us today for this grass eating opportunity? Looks like Barb's here. Hello, Barb. Sue, Susan, Shervone, Pedro. Look at that. Zeus walks out. She twitches. Ah, David's here. Hey, man. Hello, Maria. And that's it so far. That's good. I don't expect it to get too busy. We're literally just kind of, it's just an evening relaxing time. The other thing about what she is doing with her boots when she goes to kick them off and stuff like that, she obviously has to be active. So to do that, so she's on a little bit of stall rest outside of sort of, you know, being chaperoned around like this, getting some grass and some walking around. She's very, very active. She's not, if you were to see her, the way she runs around and stuff, just in the paddock alone, it's not a lame step happening, but it doesn't mean that there isn't a problem. So what I'm trying to deal with is some real long-term embedded junk that just can't make its way out with just regular trims, because you go to trim and restore the functionality of the wall or the bar or the sole, and because she's so active, because she's got a lot of power, when she just ends up sort of embedding a little bit more in there. So until it properly and completely clears out, I'm just going to err on the side of caution. She's getting a minor trim every, say, 3-4 days or something like that, and then booted. So she can't get anything more in there. It only has to come out. Overall, she's doing great with the boots, though. She tolerates them well. In the beginning, she was a tap dancer. She's a little dancer, and she wouldn't handle them so well. But now she's just relaxed and eats eats grass quietly here while Peggy yells in the distance. She doesn't care. Look at Lena. I want to eat grass. Yeah, probably, but I'm not going to handle two at a time. So the lawn's pretty good up here. There's lots of grass to munch on, and Gracie's very, very good at eating it. But yeah, so with the boots on or some kind of wrap, if I had softer ground, I would probably consider maybe a softer, just a wrap, because she wouldn't wear out her the pads, whatever would be in there as much. You can do a lot of light wraps with duct tape and things like that. That can last pretty good, but not on sand and gravel. It wears off. It's just like rubbing on sandpaper, obviously, right? Being on concrete, it's just going to wear off. Something like grass or something like that, a wrapped foot would do just fine. So the fact that she's not on there, I got to use the boots. And then when she's got these boots on, she's kicking around like she usually does, as you guys have seen a gajillion times when she's out and about playtime. She kicks her back feet up, and these boots are not made for super duper activity like that. She does not stop racing around like a little nutter butter, which is fine. It just means that she's healthy. You know, she's not lost sound. Uh-oh. Okay, hang on. Okay, should be good now. I don't hear any audio. Yeah, new microphone. I don't know if it's the microphone or the wire. I'm thinking it's the wire that goes into the phone. Yeah. Okay, 2 seconds, 2 seconds. Okay, you guys should be able to hear me pretty good. So what's happening, audio, is it's a real finicky thing, because cell phones aren't really meant to do this kind of thing, but they can sort of be meant to do it if you've got the right wires. So let's see if I'm just going to check my phone. Yep. Okay. We're back to the normal microphone, which it's really cool little thing. I'll show you guys. But this is the wireless mic, and I can connect another little microphone to it. But this whole thing is the wireless part of it. And so if I put it on my shirt like that, then it works just as well as if I had some wire coming up here. So I really want this to work. I'm going to try to figure out a way that it might stick to something harder, like a jacket or something, rather than this flimsy shirt. But I really want it to work because it is so much lighter, easier. I can recharge it. I don't have to use AA batteries that run out after, 2 sessions or something. I'll just charge it each time, and they have a lasting time of 7 hours. So you just charge it by USB. Anyway, so sorry about the sound. What the other thing is that if the wire that's connected to the phone kind of comes out a little bit, then everything short circuits. Some people have the noisiest vehicles. So it short circuits and gives you a big squelch. So can't see my head. I know. Not a wide enough angle. I'll put this way back here because I can. The audio is working perfect now. Okay, so back to Gracie again. I don't know where I got to, but essentially, I'm just trying to keep out anything that could be getting inside on the underside where the bar and the heel is. That kind of embedded material that you can get is pretty common. And the reason that it's hard to get out is because when they go to stop, like she's a major stopper. And you'll see it a lot in the toes as well, because horses will launch off of their toes and they'll get seedy toe or white line disease or whatever it's called nowadays for those kinds of things. And they'll leverage off the front of their toe because they're constantly going off of the toe. You're an itchy sort. Yes, there's flies here. So, and then you'll get stuff that'll get stuck in there. And when that happens, the only way to get that stuff back out is literally to take off the hoof wall. If it really gets in there and you have to do a resection of the hoof wall, it is terrible. It's tedious. Takes a long time to heal up. So she's got a version of that, where I've done a version of resection, very minor, but enough that when it's on the bottom of the hoof and it's near the back, when she goes to stop, material can continue to sort of jam up, which it should. That's how they stop. Horses need their heels, they need their bars, but they need them to be well connected. And so she hasn't really had that, I think, for a long time. And it's appeared well connected, but underneath the stuff that is sort of grown over, almost like a scar tissue. And you kind of get under that scar tissue and you find that there's actual real stuff still stuck in there. So trying to exfoliate that out. To give you an idea of why she's got on her astronaut boots. So, let's see if I got any questions so far. Oh, Martine's here. Hello. Sorry about the noise. Stall rest, Maria. Stall rest does not drive her up the wall like I thought it would. She's actually very, very, very good. Surprisingly, she's fantastic for stall rest. I don't know if you guys are hearing an echo. I better turn this one down. So I haven't had any issue of her being on stall rest. She has managed just amazingly. I'm not sure if I'm surprised. She's a very smart horse, so I think there's a side of me that thinks that she gets it, maybe. But then, of course, when I let her out, she goes wild, you know. Yeah, I'm free, but no, don't do that. But she's doing very well on stall rest. And I spent a decent amount of time with her. I mean, even right now, I thought, I'll do a quick video, you guys, to see how Gracie's doing. Oh, did you step on your line? I think that I'm going to, she's got to learn this, actually. I'm not sure. Maybe you guys can watch. We'll put it up higher for now. Horses should learn to step on their own lead line. There's no two ways about it. I put it off to the side for so long because I figured I would do it in the arena, because the rope will actually, you do it in an arena or a soft area, and the rope will essentially slide a little bit better. They'll get better relief quicker, but essentially they need to learn to step backwards and get off of their own rope. It's really super important. I need to get on with that. The connection is awful. Sorry about that, Martino, but improves for you. It's really good here. Speaking of that, actually, now that I think about it. There. The stringy tail, eh, Sue? Yeah, she's got a small tail, but it's very effective. Not a big horse. What do I drink in my coffee, says Susan. If it's a hot coffee, I'll either have a mocha or, as they have here at Tim Hortons, which is our local, some mosquito, coffee joint. It's a 2 cream, 1 sugar. So, Ida, okay, no, is focus okay for all the other stables or just my eyes? You might have it on a low quality video, David. And it might be soft focused. Mainly because my phone sits in my pocket all the time and the lens might be a little bit dirty. What training is Duke in for, Sue? Well, Sue, Duke's here to get acclimated. I made it worse. Been rubbing the horse and my hands are all oily. Just a second. Now, let's see if that made it any better. There you go. That's better. Duke's here to learn some stuff about, you know, I don't know, maybe you should go over there a bit. We'll move the camera. He's here to learn how to not freak out over stuff. A lot of times horses come to me because they are kind of scatterbrained, I guess you could say, or we're not acclimated to tarps and ropes and obstacles, trail riding, trailers, things that are kind of scary. Like Gracie's a great example. You know, I've got to get her to figure out how to step on her own lead rope and be okay with it. So a lot of times you'll kind of keep horses company for a lot of kind of worrisome stuff, and then there'll be something really scary and you'll work that out and move on to the next thing and kind of keep on moving along, whether it's motorized vehicles, bicycles, umbrellas, balloons, whips, you know, like I was doing with Roni. What else? Leaf blowers, chainsaws, weed whackers, lawnmowers, stuff that we take for granted that we have in our everyday life where horses don't handle it. Loud noises, quiet noises that kind of come from another direction, echoes. So Duke's here for that. That's the majority of my work that I do with horses. The side effect of that is sometimes I get to trail ride them and enjoy my time otherwise, but most of the time I'm just trying to get them braver, more courageous. So hopefully that helps. Why is her tail swishing so much? Well, there's a couple of skeeters and flies around here, and when I kind of look around, I see these little tiny little doodads, and I don't know if I don't think they're, I guess they're those no-see-ums, but I don't know why they'd really be up here much. But you know, horses attract flies and little tiny bugs so quickly, it's crazy. So, Sue, thank you. I've done wonders with Gracie. I think I've done okay. You know, there's, I think actually I took a video of my daughter picking up her feet and cleaning them because, I mean, to me, it's very natural. You just kind of go, I personally haven't had any trouble trimming her feet from day one when we first met her. And the story was that she hadn't been trimmed in a while, and you guys have heard this probably too many times now. She needed to be tranquilized to be trimmed, and I just thought, well, that won't do. Let's see if we can get something done. And she was very, very compliant. I was surprised based on the story that was told. So just the other day, Haley had come to me and she says, well, can I try to clean Gracie's feet? And I thought, yeah, why not? I don't see any trouble. You walk up to her and she just picks her, you know. So she did, and I took a video, and I've been wanting to kind of show that because I think Gracie is, oh, there are skeeters. Oh, missed. Gracie's become sort of a good example of what I would want a horse to be for picking up their feet. And I mean, Luke's the worst here. Lena's pretty good, but she asks for a foot back too often. And Macaroni's all right, but he isn't quite. But she is by far probably the best horse here for picking up feet. And it's kind of funny because she came here with the idea that she couldn't do much of anything. So, and now doing her back feet, I'll hold them up for 2-3 minutes because I've got to. I think she's bringing in these little tiny bugs. I can see them. They're gathering around here. But anyways, she'll hold her back feet up for minutes now, very patiently. So just getting bothered by the bugs. We won't do this for too much longer. 8 Pine, finally made it to a live video. What age do you start a horse under saddle? 5. I just did a 360 video. I was going to convert. I'll probably do it tonight. Convert it to just normal video. Put it up. But I answer the question in there actually on because I had somebody else ask about because I had said that Duke's not here to ride. He's only 3. We don't ride 3-year-olds here, and a lot of people do start horses at 2, 3, 4 years old and stuff. But there's a lot of science out there that says it's just no good for their bones and the structure of their body, and they're not strong enough. They can't handle it. It's a really valid concern. So the question is, I mean, why start them so early? Is there a need to start them so early? So based on what science says about the bones, ligaments, and the muscles, whether you do any short-term or long-term damage, and it's been proven that many of these horses are wrecked for life, especially the ones that do really hard work when they're young. They become arthritic at the age of 7 or 8, which is very, very young. You might as well be arthritic at around 25 years old. So that's hard. So, you know, whether it is the actual cause or not, it's been said that it is, and I don't have any reason to argue that. I also have no reason to start a horse that early. You can do plenty of groundwork and work on trails and get them in a trailer, get them used to tarps. You could spend months, years working on getting them super solid so that when it comes to saddling, it's nothing. They don't go bucking out and going crazy and trying to get you off and freak out and lose it, and you can't bring them back because they're not reassured by you because you haven't done enough work with them over time. And so there you go, there's my answer. Starbucks is worse than Timmy's. Yeah. I don't like Starbucks at all. Starbucks is everywhere here too. Come on, Skeeter, land, I dare you. Saga. Yeah, Timmy's is cheaper. It's good enough coffee. It's not the greatest. I prefer to make my own. I've got an iced coffee, so the question was, were you taking coffee? I take 2 cream, 1 sugar. But when I make an iced coffee, I actually make it iced mocha. I like chocolate. So there you go. Hot day today. Been very hot, very busy. A lot of things going on. I don't think I'm going to stick around too much longer here. The bugs are starting to kind of gather around us. But I thought I'd say hello to everybody. Here's Gracie tooling around. She's doing great. Everything's coming along nicely. It's going to take a little bit more time. What breed? Do you mean Duke or Gracie? Gracie's Arabian. And Duke is, I think you're asking about Duke. Duke is a Yakima Wildie. Yakima or Yakima. I'm not sure if it's Yakima or Yakima. I think people say both. Down in Washington, supposedly there was an Indian reserve that had a pile of horses, and essentially they take the, from what I understand, they take the adults and older horses and they ship them off to slaughter, but they try to get the babies to be rescued and rehabbed, or, you know, whatever it is, go off to new people. And so he was one of those. He was one of those babies. So he's 3 now, and he needs to learn some stuff. So he's here for a bit. He's actually smaller than Gracie. He's just a little guy. Very, very cool horse. Fantastic attitude. CJ says, do you use bug for spray for horses? Yep, I do. I haven't used it today because it hasn't been nearly, it's only now. It's just now. Everything seems to be kind of coming out up here in the grass. But usually they're pretty good. We've had really good luck this year for flies and mosquitoes. I mean, some places haven't, but we're just fantastic. I think that's probably my first, maybe second or third mosquito I've seen in a while. So Thanks, Gracie, for bringing out the skeeters. Anyways, yeah, so Duke, I don't know his entire story. I didn't really ask. It doesn't really matter to me. I hear good things and I think, cool, well, I've got a horse here. And I just sort of deal with it from there and get them just stronger. They leave here better than when they get here. That's my goal. But he's smaller than Gracie. He's just a little, he's cute, but very, very personable. I've done a little bit of work with him so far, and he's a approacher. He's one of the horses that wants to be a little closer rather than away. So he's been well acclimated to people. He doesn't have that problem whatsoever. He's easily halterable. He's mostly leadable. Not to my style. I gotta get him a little bit better. He needs to be able to lead both sides, and he needs to be able to lead at a particular space. You know, the usual stuff that I do. So he's a nugget. He is a nugget. That's a good way to put it. Duke is a nugget. He's just a little guy. He's cute. I like him a lot. So I've known him for a while. He's not new to me, but he's new here. I've known him for a while. What ages are my horses? Let's see. Gracie's 5, which is why she's going to be started as soon as her back feet are done. Hey, don't eat those. No, eat grass. Come here. I don't want you eating flowers. I like my flowers. Everybody knows that. Come eat the grass. Good girl. A few flies on you, eh? Ooh, there's a skeeter. Let's get that one. So, how old is Gracie? Gracie's 5. She's a registered Arabian, so we actually know. I've got her papers. Let's see. Lena is not registered. We're taking a guess based on what we were told. We think she's 10 or 11. One or the other. We don't know. The vets are always kind of like, yeah, it's about that. Sure. So, let's see who else we got. Macaroni, he is registered. He's, oh man, I think he's 8. And we believe that Luke is the same age as him. They're the same age horses, even though Luke's also a rescue. What is it, Lena? So, yeah, so, yeah, Gracie's, you're right, Anne. Gracie's definitely filling out. She's getting more muscular. She's growing a little bit taller and filling out in her body much nicer. Everything about her is just getting better. I'm really impressed with her. We have no ticks. No, we don't have ticks. Carla says, what's a short version? How are her feet doing? Her feet are doing great. I'm just maintaining her astronaut boots. If you, once I stop the live stream, you'll be able to rewind back to the beginning. I talk about what I'm up to. It's not far in. But overall, she's doing great. She's really coming along well. She's managing the boots well. She's managing the care well. She's managing being on stall rest well, because if I don't put her on stall rest, she kicks her boots off and breaks them, and it costs money. And I've run out of boots. These are our last set of boots that fit her. She actually kicked one somewhere where I have no idea where it is. She's kicked it off and it's in the bushes somewhere. I can't even find it. So thanks a lot. No Lyme disease. No, we don't hear about ticks too much around here. Once in a while you'll hear about it. Lyme disease is really rare, for sure. What heights are the horses? I don't know. Luke and Roni are around the same, around probably close to 16. Gracie is, I don't know, what are you? How tall are you? 15? Maybe. And what's Lena? Lena's a little over 15 for sure. 15, 2-ish, 3 maybe, tops. Roni's probably the tallest. Then Luke, then Lena, then Gracie. What, am I in your way? Sorry. This is the good grasses right here. Thanks, David. Yep, thumbs up, everybody. It's true. YouTube loves it when people say good things. So 14.9 for Gracie. You mean 14.3? Let's see. Lena's the bodybuilder. She is big. I had somebody come by today. She needed some soaker boots, so I lent her the ones that I've got. And she says she hasn't seen Lena for probably a year. And she saw her originally when I originally got her. And she says, man, I cannot believe how well she's doing. She's built. And I said, yeah, she's doing nicely. Doing nicely. Gracie is 5, it's true. She's 5. She turned 5 in May. So her birthday is just passed a few months ago. Right? 2 months ago, I guess now. She's good. She's really, really, I mean, this impressive. If I can come over and I can give her a good solid hug and stuff like that, she's really managing being touched. I'll bug her a little bit. I don't want her to move around. I'll go with her a bit. But I've been doing a lot of this, making sure she can handle being rubbed and touched and hugged and scratched and all kinds of things. So, oh, mosquitoes are around. Okay, I'm gonna quit for now. I appreciate everybody coming in. I know this is kind of like just off the cuff. She's kind of had enough grass and mauled the place enough. And the light's going out. The big, huge light in the sky has gone down. It's a beautiful night. Beautiful. So, anyways, I really appreciate everybody popping in. It's nice to see you all. And I'm going to convert that 360 video up probably tonight so that you don't have to watch it in 360, because I know for some people it's just too much bandwidth. So, but yeah, I'll see you guys again tomorrow for sure. Got lots going on. Busy day, but I definitely will. I'm trying to get back to doing both Roni's training and archery with Lena. She's doing great. Been working with her. So you guys will see that soon. Anyways, it's getting kind of grainy now, so I will see you guys again tomorrow, hopefully in a live stream, because it's exciting. I like doing live streams, talking with everybody. But have yourselves a good morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever you're doing. I'm going to finish up here, make sure everybody's fed, and call it a day. All right, guys. See you then.